Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, all right, here we go. It is an All Saints Day on the KVJ After the Show podcast. Yeah, there's all kinds of weird little things. I don't know what the heck's going on. They got all these little holidays now that go on. I'm not even sure what All Saints Day is. I don't know if that's a Catholic thing, but
yes, it is.
I mean, in this grouping, you had yesterday was Halloween, trick or treat. I think it was also called Diwali, which I believe is Indian Lights Festival.
Oh.
So, we try to, put everything in now. Samhain, I guess, or Samhain, something like that. That's the old Celtic festival that Halloween erupted from. So I guess if you're a Celtic, you're celebrating that. I don't know any Celtics. You know any Celtics?
I don't.
I don't either. Okay. But that was a thing. Then you got the Dia de los Muertos that is going to be going on. Maybe that's, they're celebrating tomorrow. I don't know if that's today.
Day of the Dead. It starts today, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it goes today into tomorrow.
So you got a lot of little things floating around here, depending upon what your background and culture is. You've got something to celebrate, I guess.
So yeah, today's All Saints Day, and that's
Yeah.
why they do Halloween. I guess the origin of it is because the spirits would be around the night before.
Yeah.
So you would dress in outfits and stuff so that you would confuse the spirits. You would dress as monsters so they wouldn't attack you thinking you were monsters.
Oh.
So that's like the premise
yes.
behind it, but it's like a combination of two holidays that are separate from each other that kind of just became.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That's why it's a little tricky. Halloween's kind of tricky. That's why it seems like there's so many things at one place.
But what to me is interesting is, you look now at the world and you can travel anywhere, but I think a lot of these festivities and beliefs sprouted up at a time where the world wasn't so connected. And you've got the Celts that are, looking at the Samhain, how do you say it? Do you
I think
know?
it's Sawe, right? It's spelled Samhain.
Yeah.
But I think it's
Called
pronounced Sawe. Yeah.
Okay. I've only seen it written out. Not many people talk about it where I hang out.
It's not brought up much.
It's not brought up a whole lot. But then you had Dia de los Muertos, which is, more of a Central South American kind of cultural type
Mexican.
thing.
It's big Mexico.
Right. So, you have those cultures, one in Europe and then one in Mexico. And in a sense, the same day, they're almost celebrating something very similar about spirits crossing from one side to the next.
Seems like this time of year, people do believe in the spirits walking.
I wonder how that happened. Did one borrow from the other somehow, or did they just land on the exact same concept to celebrate on the exact same day?
I think a lot has to do with places as they were conquered or explored. I think a lot of these got spread that way. So we do the Weird and Whatever podcast, and one of the random facts a long time ago, they were talking about popularity of Halloween didn't even really get big in America until about the 1950s to 60s.
Really? Okay.
And it actually started, trick-or-treating started in Canada.
No
it's
way.
a Canadian tradition, yeah, that was brought here. And the reason that it got popular, I guess more popular in America, is because of the Charlie Brown special. Again, you were saying a lot of places weren't as connected with each other, and it wasn't until that special that the entire America kind of saw
Charlie Brown?
the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown from 1965 or whatever.
It's quite it's
64.
How about that?
But that's how trick-or-treating got, it's not how it got more popular, but it gained popularity from that.
Yes. Yeah, because I can tell you in my lifetime, Halloween seems like it's much bigger than it's ever been. It seems like every year it's just getting bigger and bigger.
I think the reason why you think that is because it has in the adult world. The adults, they really take Halloween seriously now, way more than they did when we were kids.
Yeah, and that's where the growth is. Yeah, when I was a kid, we went bonkers for Halloween. It was amazing. Trick or treat was fantastic. I was a fat kid and I got free candy. I couldn't believe it.
Well, I don't think as many people ate candy all the time. Nowadays, I feel like all the things that we were taught as kids, like, you're supposed to brush your teeth in the morning, brush your teeth in the afternoon, brush your teeth at night. You're not supposed to eat so much sugar. Don't eat this before you go to bed. You'll have nightmares. All that stuff, nobody does anymore.
No.
Like, nothing I was ever taught.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah.
People do whatever they want. Like
Going to hell in a handbasket, Denny's.
I'd have pizza maybe once every 2 months back when I was a kid. We just never ever ordered pizza unless it was a reward.
Yeah, it was a Friday night thing for us. It was special. It wasn't like an everyday kind of meal, and now, yeah, it's like one of the major food groups.
3 times a week, people order pizza now. It's a very regular food to eat to order multiple times in 1 week.
Yeah,
Something you want to say to me, Denny?
No, I'm just saying, it's just, it's so different now. So people constantly have access to candy. If you ring out at any store in America, it doesn't matter what it is, they're going to have a candy display right as you're ringing out.
Yeah,
you can just buy it at any point. So why would Halloween be as special if you could just always get candy?
There was just, to me, my mom wouldn't allow it. So that was the thing that was great, was you had the green light on the candy, and I got to go nuts on it.
I was too. I was allowed to go nuts on what I wanted.
Otherwise, the rest of the year I wasn't getting that.
Well, so that's why I always enjoyed Halloween, because, again, my parents would never just give me candy to eat in the middle of the week.
Oh, I was talking. I would go nuts every day.
Every day.
Like
Every day
it was Halloween is what I meant.
Halloween was special because for 1 week you could eat all the candy you want, until you finish it off.
Yeah, that's what was so special about it.
Yeah.
That 1 week out of the year you had to go nuts.
Nowadays, I mean, you lose that luster, I feel like. Maybe that's why adults have kind of embraced it and kind of turned it into more of a party day.
Also, too, I think your regular basic chocolates have changed. They're not as good. They're shittier. I don't think people love the candy like they used to.
You guys always bring it up. They taste waxy now.
They do. I was talking about it last night because I was giving out Reese's peanut butter pumpkins.
Yeah.
Remember when those first came out? They were mind-blowingly delicious.
It was orgasm.
It would take your breath away.
You can't tell me that I've changed, because I haven't.
They kind of taste like barf now.
They have changed. They taste like barf. They don't taste like they explode in your mouth with deliciousness and sweet peanut buttery flavor.
There is definitely something to all that, because I remember eating them as a kid going, oh my gosh, my eyes would roll back. It would knock me.
I remember eating them as an adult and having that feeling. Remember when they first came out with the pumpkins, the trees, the egg at Easter? That was, to me, like, oh my gosh, this is next level delicious. I could take or leave today's Reese's pumpkin egg tree. They're just not that great.
They were something else. It was golden age.
Yeah, it was a golden age, and I don't know when it's going to go back. I saw today they were doing a report on these Swedish fish places that are opening up, and the guy that was on there, pretty smart. He's opening up candy stores that specialize in Swedish fish, and he said what's going on? Swedish fish.
So that's the candy he chose to champion.
At the idea.
Out of all candies, he picked Swedish fish.
He went Swedish fish, and he believes, one, that it's untapped, that it has a lot of potential. And he said that the chocolate market, it's not going to rebound for several years. And he said there's going to be untapped potential to expand in the candy world, taking over the spot that's going to be vacated by people not paying the rates for chocolate, and the quality is decreasing as well.
Who the fuck is this wannabe Slugsworth?
Look.
Well, you look at it, and right now, I mean, if you follow cocoa production, and it is struggling, and that's why the cost is going crazy on it, if you understand markets and those kind of things, it probably is a smart business guy who looked into it and said, hey, this is, if you're a businessman, and you're like, all right, they look at crops and futures and all that kind of stuff and make business decisions based on that. Guy may not be an idiot.
So I passed out candy last night, and I looked in everyone's bucket just to see what they had.
Yeah.
And I would say it was good 70% actual candy, not chocolate.
Yeah.
I didn't see much chocolate in there.
Yeah, to your point, I think we might have seen the golden age of chocolate, and at least over the next several years, you may see a decline in chocolate candy.
For giving out Halloween, I don't think I'm going to do chocolate next year.
Damn.
I don't think I am, because I'm not supporting what they're giving us. This shit chocolate can suck it. I'm going to go and support other candy brands and not feed into this whole terrible, making all the chocolate flavors suck now and paying more for it.
Taking a stand.
Yeah.
My issue is we're put it all on Swedish fish, huh?
That's what he did. The guy, he can't. But I don't know. I mean, because I never liked it. I think they're bullshit.
I do too.
I just thought that's so random.
They're a low-budget gummy bear.
They're a low-budget gummy bear.
Yeah, for whatever reason, this guy is going all in, and they're going to trick him out and do specialty this and that with Swedish fish. I don't know.
Because they only have one flavor, right? They're red.
They have them in other flavors.
All right, they do.
They do.
Yeah,
Still, though.
I think that's what he's doing. He's trying to expand the market, and he's hoping that there will be a slowdown in demand on the chocolate, which you're already starting to see because of the cost, and he's going to, elevate Swedish Fish. I guess he's also seen in other places, too, where Swedish Fish might be larger than it is in the American market, and he thinks that if America saw it the right way, that our appetite for Swedish Fish might expand.
I don't want people to get it twisted. I don't hate Swedish Fish. I just think I don't know. It just doesn't tickle the pickle.
It's not going to be even in my top 10.
I get
If it's there, if I'm at a party and there's some Swedish, all right, I'll have some Denny's.
The guy's he's doubling down. He may lose big. We'll see. But he may not be wrong when it comes to the chocolate. That part, at least, that was what grabbed my attention. When I thought was smart to say, okay, if you do have a candy place, you may say, all right, we got to double down and really expand our varieties on the regular candy because chocolate may not be the way to go.
We have a really nice KVJ Nationer named Peter who frequently travels overseas and periodically sends us a box of European chocolate that I distribute to the crew. And I will tell you, the ingredients, the taste, the fact that they look at things different over there in Europe and they don't allow all these terrible chemicals and stuff that we just allow in our food over here. Their European chocolate tastes different.
Yeah,
it's much better.
It's much better.
It does. Yeah, that's no doubt. And somebody had said, that Swedish Fish apparently is very big in England.
That's so. I guess it's just news.
Is it not big in Sweden?
Yeah, I guess it'd have to be big there.
You know what's going to end up happening? You're going to end up seeing half Swedish Fish, half chocolate. You'll start dipping them in chocolate a little bit.
I think that's what the guy is going to do. Yeah, a little bit of that.
Maybe a cream-filled Swedish Fish.
A half dipped chocolate would be good.
I don't know. You bite the fish, cream comes out.
Gross.
It could taste good, but just say it out loud. The cream shooting
creamy
out.
Fish. Creamy sweet fish.
Yeah. But a creamed one would be good. All right, I'm trying to see this fucker's vision.
I got a cream fish for you.
Okay. But that's gross if that was a real fish. Yeah, I hear you. It's not an appealing statement.
Creamed fish.
It sounds so gross.
He was trying to sell it, too.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's buying.
Nobody said anything.
No,
dude.
I can't read the comments, but I can see emojis, and I'm seeing puke emojis.
Eleanor said, the one thing we do is called the Switch Witch. The night after Halloween, the witch comes and takes all the kids' candy and changes it out for something else that could be used instead, like a toy. Okay. Do you like the concept of the Switch Witch? Would you be happy if all your candy were gone and instead there's, I don't know, a ball,
Sounds
a toy,
like a bitch witch to me.
a skateboard?
I don't like that fucking mind game.
I don't like that. No.
Not a big fan of the Switch Witch?
You're going to teach me not to trust people.
Yeah.
Well, why would you let me be so excited about getting this thing and going door to door to get it and having this whole adventure?
I've worked for it.
And then I can't even reap the rewards of my work.
You're giving me trust issues, Dad.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I wouldn't like it either.
Switch Witch is stupid.
I would have hunted down the Switch Witch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You had a bitch it going down.
I'd be like, I know it's you, Mom.
Well, then the next year I go, I'm not fucking hustling.
No.
I'm going to 3 houses, Mom.
With this stupid fairy costume on, the wings keep falling down.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I got a Snickers. Oh, I can't eat it? Fuck this. I'm running away.
Yeah, that's nobody likes that idea.
No.
That one's worse than Jaybird's cream-filled Swedish fish.
And that was a shitty idea.
Nobody's liking that.
It's kind of cool. A lot of kids do costumes that are of something else. And Tanya's kids made the costumes and kind of made up his own characters with it. Your Space Marine and clone from Republic Commando. I don't know. Maybe these are somebody.
So Space Marine's a game that's out that's pretty hot.
Okay, so they didn't make it up. The kids aren't creative after all.
No.
But yeah, they did make those. So they look good. They look like
Wow, they
they'd
look
be
great.
store-bought stuff. So
They look great.
Yep, cool thing. Nice job, kids. The other thing going down this weekend, it's the time change again.
Oh, shit. That's this weekend. All right.
You missed that whole
This
segment we
Sunday.
did?
That's why Kevin's talking about it on their topical radio show.
I thought it was coming up in a month. Sorry, I'm dumb, dog. I don't know what to tell you, man. Your boy needs a nap.
This is why we shouldn't do it right here.
Yeah.
Because it's so confusing. And then you have to remember when it is. And, oh, is it Saturday night or next Saturday? Like, what?
I tell you what, though, we got an extra hour this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I'd just rather
We do.
not. I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, I'd just rather we didn't do it at all.
Right.
Yeah, Ryan in Lake Worth said he had asked off for it 10 months in advance, and he got blocked by his manager and said, no, you got to come in. But, you know, he said that I've definitely noticed, and the hard thing is he manages people, and he said people start getting hungry for dinner at about 1 p.m., and they mentally check out at about 3, which leaves me with a lot of drama I got to deal with, not only from them, but also from upper management. And he said, without a doubt, 7 years in a row, our productivity has declined at least 20% for the first week in November due to the time change. And then I got to deal with the fallout. He said, I just absolutely hate ever having to deal with it. And he said, it's interesting because during the springtime change, we don't have this issue of mass production loss. It's only the fall time change. You'd think that the extra hour of sleep would make people more productive, but it has the exact opposite effect. I guess it's because everybody gets tired earlier. So he said, I remember when you guys came to WRMF 10 years ago, one of the first things you were ranting on was the sleep and the money things that this costs to the Florida economy.
Yep.
And I also remember the teacher who called in and said students' grades suffer as well because it screws up their natural sleep pattern. Why the hell isn't this an issue on the ballot? Now, it's kind of interesting because we did get some emails about it. Craig had said, you know, it's basically about the kids and going to school. That's what it is. In fact, a lot of people tagged it to farmers. It had nothing to do with farmers because farmers are like, we don't give a shit about time. You know, we go with when the sun comes up and the sun goes down.
Good
point.
Yeah, stop blaming us. Like, we don't care. We're going to do our work, you know, based on daylight, not on time.
Oh, yeah.
We're not like, yeah, we don't have a 9 to 5.
Did we just figure out what farming is about?
Yes,
Well, the farmers get tagged with all this crap. They're like, going, don't blame us.
Yeah,
It's not
you're
our
right.
fault. Yeah, it's not our deal. Yeah, but Craig said they apparently approved there are more accidents involving kids going to school in the dark. And he also said, you know, you got to think, too, that in Florida, we may have a certain feel about it, but as you go further north, it gets dark even earlier. So when you do that, if you don't do the time change, you know, it's crazy how long, you know, you be in the dark till 8 or 9 in the morning. And I do remember, too, it gets dark pretty early. Like, you're talking 4 or 5 p.m. sometimes. So
that's a weird feeling.
Yeah, it is odd, and you forget that. And it's, you know, the exact opposite in the summer. I remember one time when I gone to Montana, it was in the summer, and it was about 10 or 11 p.m., and it looked like noon.
What?
Yeah, it was still so bright. So up north in the summertime, the further north you go, it stays light a lot longer.
I don't think I would like that.
Yeah, it's a weird flip. So I guess that's the perspective. But, you know, you do have Arizona and some other places that don't observe it. It'd be nice, maybe Florida. I guess they just don't, because we're almost anchored to New York.
Yes.
And so because I guess they're our twin, just that dang city, that we can't get away from it. So I think that might be the reason why Florida business steps in and says, no, we're going to do what the rest of the country is going to do on the eastern seaboard because of business. So, yeah, I don't think we're ever going to make the change. I think it's going to be it.
Did you like Montana?
Yeah, it was lovely. It's a very spacious, beautiful country. Yeah, if you like that, some people love the isolation.
I feel like if you were a horse, you would love it.
Yeah, yeah. Buffalo seemed to enjoy it.
Unless you got a fat rider.
Yeah.
You're right. Maybe let's go Buffalo.
Yeah. You know how you pick out your horse? The horse is trying to pick out the rider.
Yeah.
I want that guy.
The horse is like, no.
No.
Do not give me that pudgy fuck.
Got the fat guy again.
You're right, man.
You know, horses are on the trail. They're laughing, going, you got the fat guy
You got a
again.
fat guy.
I don't think horses want that.
No, they don't. Absolutely, they don't. They're sitting there looking nervously, like,
Oh,
oh, please,
God, no.
please.
They go, we know you guys can ride us, but that doesn't mean we want you
It's like
to.
Jaybird picking a 2. You know, there's always that horse that gets the fat guy.
Yeah.
Every single time I get the fat guy.
Imagine the
Every time.
first horse ever that got rode was probably like, what the fuck is this?
Which makes me think that humans just tried to ride all types of animals.
Tons of stuff.
And I'm sure it didn't go well for humans on certain animals.
They rode a bull and then it killed them.
Or they
and they
tried
go,
to-
not riding that thing again.
Try to ride an ostrich?
Yeah.
They rode a horse, and the horse was like, all right.
Gave up.
He was the most, least aggressive about it, and it was probably like, all right, I mean, I'm not here for this, but I guess I'll do it.
Well, that's why they run so fucking fast. They're trying to throw your ass off their back.
You think they can run away from you? Not a chance. Well, talking about a scary mode of transportation, Magnolia in a car. Chelsea said, so we need to get the details here. Magnolia broke Virginia. What happens if she gets into another accident? She's getting this car. I have to know.
I know. So she's been working at the hospital in Tallahassee. It's been like a volunteer thing, and she's been riding with her little girlfriend. The girlfriend just quit.
Okay.
And so now Mags needs these hours, has to require the required volunteer hours for her studies, and she has no way to get to the hospital, which is off campus. Now, I told her to ride the bus, but I guess she tried to ride the bus one day, and it was a giant debacle.
Oh, yeah? What happened with the bus there?
Dark
I
cloud.
guess she couldn't find the bus and then got on the wrong bus, and I don't even know.
Do we know if there was a full moon the night before?
Could have been.
Okay.
I suggested just Ubering back and forth, but now, I've been paying for that, and that adds up very quickly.
Oh, my gosh.
She's been Ubering back and forth from the sorority house to the hospital, and it's about $23 per trip.
How many
So 23 there, 23 back.
How many days?
3 days a week.
Dog. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. And you know what? If I keep doing the math on it, which I'm not good at, but it comes out to be with gas. I mean, it's not that different.
$480 a month.
You're almost kind of doing a car payment.
I know. So here we are. And she really has come to me with a lot of sadness over the loss of her private spaces. So she's in a dorm room with two girls. One of them she don't really like. The other one she loves. And so there's no private area. Like, you're in a house with 60 girls. You're in a room with 3 girls. You're sleeping on the top bunk. You don't have a car. You have to rely on 19-year-old girls to ride you everywhere. They're the most unreliable breed out there. A 19-year-old girl will change her mind 15 times. So she wants a car. This is what she's getting for Christmas.
A lot of kids don't want cars, and it blows my mind. The first thing I wanted was freedom.
Me too.
Me too.
To be locked down somewhere is the worst.
She hasn't had one for 2 years. So
Gosh.
As soon as a kid gets a license, you have to start paying for their car insurance, even if they don't have a car?
yes, and you put them on your policy on your car.
Yeah.
But now if you get them their own car, then we may get a separate policy with a different insurer for her, because if we put her back on our policy where we had all those claims,
Yes.
Progressive is going to be like, no, you don't, bitch.
Yeah.
Here's your tripled premiums.
Yes.
Do you remember the first thing you did when you were able to drive? Like the very first thing you did when you were able to drive alone without a parent with you?
No.
You don't. McDonald's.
We know. You've told the story 10 times.
Well, make it 11. McDonald's, bitch.
Yep.
Yeah. I wasn't calling you a bitch.
Hear that, bitch?
In your face.
It's McDonald's, bitch.
I realized it was going to sound like I was.
McDonald's, bitch.
That was called Virginia.
He dropped it down to a low key.
I was going to sound like I'm calling her a
Yeah, he did.
It's fine. I know I'm a bitch. I had a discussion in my driveway last night with the president of the HOA, who happened to catch one of the radio segments where I called him an old asshole.
How
Old
was it?
asshole. Okay.
He goes, "Yeah, I know. I'm old. I'm an asshole." And I said, "Yeah, I know. I'm a bitch." we had a very peaceful conversation.
Huh.
He came to my yard.
Yeah.
If you don't know somebody and they're talking shit about you, it's really not personal at that point.
No.
For real.
I feel like you can get over that pretty quick.
It's not about the man. It's about the man's policy.
Uh-huh.
I'm not mad at him so much as the policies in place.
No, calling him an old asshole does not sound like you're at all specifically mad at him.
What is the policy you detest so
The
much?
one that won't let me have a pool.
Oh, okay. Still that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys bury the hatchet?
She did in his head.
You'll never get that pool.
I don't think I'll ever get the pool because it's actually bigger than him. It's the golf course. The unspoken thing is they don't want new construction on the golf course. They won't tell you that. They'll let you go through the whole process and hire an attorney and change the setbacks on your property at a cost of $7,000 in Martin County, which is what I did, before they'll actually let you know the real truth, which is the golf course doesn't want new construction.
That sounds like you made a splash last night.
Not in a pool, though.
No.
No splashing there. Samantha said, I seriously do not think I'm going to survive parenting an 18-year-old boy. The breaking a curfew, not going to classes on time, not passing grades, always on the PC and never coming out of his room. Why? I think because of this girl that he wants to be on the phone with, who lives an hour and a half away, so he needs my car to go there, and he's late every time coming back. I say, no, because you're always late. I get the begging, and it's exhausting. Parents tell me how to survive. That's what she says. Boundaries, and yeah, you know, I get the begging. I hear it too, and my wife will break down, but I'd be like, sorry, dog, ain't happening. I don't know. I ain't bending to that.
Nah, my parents never bent to anything.
No, So I think you just gotta, you know, lay down the boundaries and the expectations, and you know, here's what you need to do to get what you want, and here's what I'll do, and then it's an agreement. If he breaks it, then you don't hold up your end of the agreement. You don't bail him out. And he's 18. He's an adult right now too. So
You're right.
yeah,
Kick him out.
yeah. Look, at some point, he's at that age. Well, he's 18. He's got to learn. You know, got to learn to be an adult. You are an adult.
You are.
The world ain't gonna treat you like that.
The world's cold out there.
Yeah. So there you go. I know you hate the begging, but whatever. Just be like, look, here's the rule. You write it out in black and white, and be like, okay, this is law. I can't even break it. We're gonna make this pact and be like, you understand, you agree, I agree. Here's the guidelines. Here's the boundaries. Yeah. So I'm not gonna go back on it, and you can't either. Michelle, if you're looking for something to watch this weekend, said, Kev, wanted to let you know I just finished watching Palm Royale's last episode last night, and OMG, what a cliffhanger. Carol Burnett was epic and awesome. I love the whole season. I hope they come back with season number 2. I think they are. I hope they do, but they need to hurry up because I'm not sure how long Carol Burnett's going to be around.
Really?
Well, I mean, she's like 90-something.
She's in her 90s. Holy shit.
I don't know that she's ill or whatever, but she's just, you know.
right.
Just
No,
at that
you're-
point.
I mean, it's just that so far, you know, Father Time is undefeated. You know, I don't think Carol Burnett's going to break the code. It's going to happen. So pick it up. Only Murders in the Building is awesome as well, every episode. I love their chemistry, and the guest stars are great. Just wanted to share. Thanks for the recommendations. Yeah, no, it's good when you find a good show. And honestly, the shows that really cut through, it's all chemistry. It's the characters. It's how good they are. I look at like Schitt's Creek, and that show did so well because of that. Veep that I watched did so well because of the characters. Arrested Development.
Yep.
You could have nothing going on
Except
for the chemistry of
Right.
the cast, and that's all you need to be successful.
That's it. Just they could be buying milkshakes.
And
In some episodes, they do.
like Seinfeld, there was some episodes that was a lot going on, and their chemistry is really what made it good.
They called it a show about nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that's true either.
I know, but it was like never like there was no like topic. It went all over the place, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some other things coming out I'm a little excited about. They're going to be doing a Jack Ryan feature film with John Krasinski in the role. He's done the Amazon series. You have to like that kind of, you know, CIA agent, FBI, you know, action
Is he Tom
adventure.
Clancy? Is he a spinoff of one of his novels?
That's what it is. Yeah, they've had Harrison Ford in the role. Alec Baldwin's been in it. Chris Pine, Ben Affleck, all those guys have played it. But it's good. It's solid. If you like that stuff, it's on Prime Video, and they're going to make a movie out of it. And every part of it's been good. It's what you would expect out of it. Now, this could be interesting. Natalie Portman and Jenna Ortega are in talks to star in The Gallerist. It is a film that follows a desperate gallerist who conspires to sell a dead guy at Art Basel, Miami. You know, remember they had that banana that was on the wall and somebody came up and ate it?
Yes.
And they always have something goofy that sells for $800,000. You're like, wait, what?
It's called art.
Yeah, they're going to try to sell a dead guy at Art Basel. That's kind of funny. That could be good.
That's a good concept because that is something that would happen there.
Totally.
Yeah.
In the name of art.
Yeah.
That could work. Vanilla Ice is got a new movie coming out called Zombie Plane. It is going to be co-starring Chuck Norris.
Wow.
How random.
How random is that?
Oh, zombie plane. So is somebody on the plane get turned into a zombie? It's kind of like Snakes on a Plane?
Snakes on a plane.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Zombies on a plane.
I mean,
that might be it.
you could take that concept for anything.
And you had
Put
Chuck
in a plane.
Norris. Yeah. That could be funny.
I
could
like
dig that.
yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
like
fun.
it.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to be doing a Game of Thrones film set in George R.R. Martin's fantasy universe.
What story are they picking for this?
I don't know. You know, I haven't gotten into the. You know, my oldest son Colin, he tells me that the new series. I don't even remember. I don't know. What it's called.
Yeah, I know you're talking.
Yeah,
about.
I know what you're talking about too. I
It's
haven't
the
even.
prequel.
Yeah,
It is. Yeah, I guess it's the Targaryen history.
you know what? I realized the original Game of Thrones kind of burnt me out on it, and I just feel like it would be watching more of the same, and I'm not. I don't have that hunger for more dragons and
Your
that
dragons
stuff.
be dragging.
Well, I think
Yeah.
to Kevin's point, I loved the show until it wasn't good till the end.
Yeah.
It was exhausting. You really spent a lot of time with these dragons.
Yeah,
You spent a lot of time.
You did. I put in too much of an investment that it's like I have no interest in getting back on that. It was like taking a road trip. Somebody's like going, dude, this is the best amusement park of all time. And you freaking get there and it's like a shitty fare.
Yeah.
And there was one other season I didn't really care for either. So I kind of
The
started.
two final seasons were pretty weak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when was it the monks? They had
That
monks.
yeah, that's the season before the
Oh,
final.
yeah.
I did not like that
Yeah.
storyline.
They made Cersei. They shamed her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why would you make a movie about Game of Thrones so much far removed? You know,
Yeah.
it's not even based on the prequels. Like I just don't even understand what they're. And the source material never was finished. It just
Right.
nothing makes sense about this.
No,
element.
they completely botched it.
God, what a
So did
bad
you,
idea.
Is it going to be after the finale? It's continuing on the franchise, or are they making a prequel movie?
They are just saying that it's in his fantasy universe.
God,
They
they're gonna
haven't
write brand
given-
new stuff then, because he's not
Yeah.
writing anything for it.
Yeah, HBO's previously resisted turning the hit series into movies, but for whatever reason, I guess they're caving. So there's no more details than that.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not very smart, I wouldn't think. I don't know if it has the lasting power of the name.
They may want to right the wrong too.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe they're thinking they're going to make up for it. I don't know. We'll see. And if this is your thing, CBS has ordered a full season of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, a spinoff of Young Sheldon, which is a spinoff of The Big Bang Theory.
It's just so weird to me.
Is any show, can you think of a show that's been spun off a third time?
Different Strokes, I believe.
You had, it started, because you had, what was it, All in the Family got the Jeffersons. And did the Jeffersons, no, they didn't spin another one out, did they? Who has done 3?
There is one that has done 3, right?
I thought it was.
I'm trying to remember.
I thought it was Different Strokes. I thought they had Facts of Life that they were dealing with, and then I thought Facts of Life went into something else too.
Okay. It's a
Yeah,
good
I
little
gotta
trivia
think.
question.
I
Has
thought-
anybody got that?
I remember it was
saying
a top.
Happy Days. Happy Days was off.
It is Happy Days.
That
That's
might be
exactly
it.
What
it
was
is.
Happy Days
They
off
had
of?
Joni and Chachi,
Joni loves Chachi.
Yeah,
Laverne and Shirley.
Laverne and
Oh.
Shirley and Happy Days.
They had a couple. I think they had another one that didn't do great, but they
Okay.
did. Yes. I think
Okay.
they even did a Fonzie thing.
Joseph said All in the Family went to Maude to Good Times.
That's 3.
Damn.
Maude went to Good Times. Good Times was J.J. Walker, right? Dynamite? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it did spin. All right. There you go. It's a fun
That's
little trivia
fun.
question.
That is
yeah.
cool, yeah.
And thank you for the heads up, Kev. The Panthers are in Finland. I had said on the original thing that they were playing. They have a home. This is the thing. They have a home game. So that's what I saw when I was looking at that the Panthers were at home. But the home game is in Finland.
What?
They do this now, these leagues. The NFL has done it where they play the games in Europe, but one team it's designated as their home game, which they don't designate as neutral. So that team loses a home game, I guess. So the Panthers, in a sense, lost the opportunity to play Amaret Bank Arena to play in Finland. So if you're at the arena on Saturday night, you're not going to see the team, even though it's a home game. So, yeah, so there you go. So thank you for the correction on that. I'll try to keep that in mind, that home games don't mean home games.
I mean, well,
It's just, the world's too confusing these days. There's too much to stay up on. All right, y'all, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.